I'm not going to leave you here for long. I will be going into this broadcast in a moment. Now, you must have seen a lot of people or some exchanges online. Yes, there had been a fierce battle amongst ourselves. Words have been exchanged, and this is as a result of bad faith. And before I get to this, let me explain a little bit of background. At the end of 2021, I took a survey and discovered that some regions in AMBAZONIA were not fighting. I pointed out that Donga Mangtum had been dormant for about 2 years. It was not fighting, and life was normal. You all can witness what has been happening in Kambe. Yet, it is a very strategic town because it is a border town to the northern part of Nigeria. You know what it means. I will not explain that here. It's strategic. I also mentioned that Menchum had not been buoyant for quite some time. I skipped right to Kupe Manuguba. There had been no action for 2 years and counting. I know you will ask me that what is happening in Momo. Yes, Momo had been very hot and then it became cool because of politics. Because our people would never welcome a messiah in their own place. I had done lots of work, but because the strongest force or the highest support that the IG of Dr. Sako had was from Momo and from Meza. And the strongest base for the ADF is also in Momo, and particularly in Batibo LG. And so you will understand that the competition, the infighting, and the blows against one another had been so much. The boys are confused, and above all, their main leader that had been for long fell in battle, General Commando, blessed memory. And so the children got confused because lots of voices. And so it was normal that they will have some time to rest, and then we will re-galvanize those that are ready to fight. After all, we didn't come into this struggle to fight in one particular area. We are all Ambazonians. We must also engage in national projects, national strategies, and not based on local strategies. We must practice how to deal locally, but as well as globally. Because of the strategic importance of Ndonga, and because a lot of fighters there have been crying for weapons, because a lot of fighters are in Ndonga without materials, a lot of fighters are there in Ndonga without people to sponsor them. I choose to take some of those boys, and thank God, a lot of collaborators came behind the scenes to push me behind in order to push these boys. Around January, February 2022, I posted lots of videos here when they made a unity in Donga Manto. From February, officially, we began to buy materials for them. Some of the materials also got missing because bad guys also came into it, but we achieved lots. And for quite some time, we had been building and knowing those that are reliable. It was under these forces that we had in Donga were under the leadership of Commander Clutch Master, who unfortunately is sick as of moment. But we couldn't wait. We had to keep on moving. So the assistant of these unity forces in Donga Mantu, which we grouped up and called them Unified Commandos of Ambazonia, Donga Mantu, they were now under the leadership of Baba Ghetto. He took some of those materials from Clutch Master and galvanized other friends because they are not strong enough. That is not any secret. That they hadn't got the type of momentum to take the type of battle they intended to fetch against the enemy. We also, on our part, that were sponsors, also wanted them to show us the ability that they are able to face the enemy. You cannot continue to sponsor people who do not go out for missions. It was great. They had done some missions before. They had gone against Fulanis before. They had done a lot of good work against those special forces that were brought in by La République du Cameroon from northern Nigeria that were infiltrating all their neighborhoods. And now they were going directly after the military. And so they went out and succeeded to kill a military commander on the 29th of October 2022. They harvested a gun, which you have seen. They harvested some gun proofs. They harvested a bike, and they also harvested some other materials. Now, when they came back from the mission, which they did, in fact, let me say that they did this mission alongside with their collaborators, the AGF camp of Takop, and those from Takop also brought in other forces from Gurong. They were in total 5 AGF forces that joined them. When they returned from this mission, they sent me messages that they had returned, but their phones are down, and they will send videos later on. They went to one of the camps of the ADF to show the harvest to the commander of the camp and to celebrate with him. When the commander or the main leader, General Ghetto, went to eat, we do not understand, as he says, what transpired, that a video suddenly emerged that General Capo of Bui made a video showing those materials. It appears he had to call one of the fighters on phone, and then they were doing the recording of the materials while his voice was being played from the background, and it was as if he was there. Now, when Baba Ghetto came and got that video, he said, it is not the right video. It is not supposed to go out. We should do it again. They did it again. But because they delayed to send it out, the ADF or Capo had sent it out, and AGOVc immediately appended their signature, their stamps, and everything, or their logo on that video, and claimed that action to have been done by General Capo. It wasn't any problem. It wouldn't be any problem. We are doing it for AMBAZONIA. We could let it go. But because I had announced before that these boys have done a good mission, a commander had been killed, a gun has been harvested, these guys of the ADF immediately came after my person, claiming that I wanted to steal an action. They made a show out of it by abusing every other person. Right. So General Ghetto had to make a video with the gun himself and the other materials they harvested to say that we went for this mission with an ADF camp. He doesn't write, he didn't put that one off. But that it was not Capo, and Capo was not there, nor any of his boys, but they did it with partners in Dongamanto. Let me tell AMBAZONIA's clear here. These boys of Takop, the ADF boys there, had always collaborated with these commandos. They had given backup to this ADF camp severally, without which these boys would have been all wiped out. Clutch Master has a very good relationship with this camp, and they were trusted. Now, after this mission, or after these videos had gone out, the AGF camp of Takop invited Commander Baisa to come to the camp with the gun. He went there yesterday afternoon. The AGF camp helped to remove the trackers that La Republique had put in that gun. When they removed, they left him to go back with the gun. They are brothers. When he returned, he was suddenly called again to come back. Something surely changed somewhere. When he returned to that camp, he was now held hostage. When he was held hostage, they asked him to call Baba Ghetto to bring the gun. Baba Ghetto went there without the gun or without any of the materials. He went empty. Then he was held. And they asked him to send for the gun. Out of the pressure and threat of death, he has sent other boys to go and take the gun and bring. It has been brought this morning. Nevertheless, an accusation has now been cooked up by Capo Daniel that some images, some pictures, some messages had been seen in his phone that showed that he is whatever. He is still cooking those things, and you will soon hear them. And that is why you now see that he is now struggling to put Della, Mark Barata, and myself struggling to destabilize Ndonga. I didn't go to Ndonga today. And it is not only in Ndonga that I have actions. But because actions are supposed to be hidden and are supposed to be done behind the scenes and not in front of the cameras. Because it doesn't pay off to show or claim actions. But that those actions, every good action from whoever pushes us towards the finishing line, it doesn't matter who did that. But I'm doing this video because the lives of those boys are at a risk. Just because they spoke against one person or the ADF want to show that they are all powerful. So I call upon AMBAZONIans to all rise and call the ADF, AGOVc, to release these boys. Because yesterday, when these things were happening, I sent some people to speak with the hierarchy of AGOVc. They happened to speak with Capo Daniel. And Capo Daniel told them that these people would be released today. He told them that he was the one who ordered for the arrest of the boys. He said he had sent these boys, he had sent some materials for the boys in Ndonga to do a mission. It appears they have played a trick on him. So he has discovered the truth and he will release them today. Unfortunately, they have not been released. Unfortunately, the same Capo Daniel who promised to release them is bringing other accusations now that we now fear that anything can happen. Let me show you or play some audios before they left for the mission. If you look at my phone and you look at this date, this is the 26th of October. This is the 26th of October that we were talking. We're talking when they were about to go. I don't need to play the preparation of the whole mission, but let me play just this.
Okay, good evening. Good evening, Pa. Now for your day. Now the day don't pass, Pa. I hope say the day don't pass fine. Only for we on side way, we don't go for that play way, we go for go arena go and how we arena finish. We will get some people then. We the one add we as a reinforce.
So
we will go for what
he said some people want to come and reinforce them. So mind you, this ADF said it was their mission. But these are boys that have been arranged to reinforce them. You will hear all here.
And then we will do plenty. But say we do fine work. They play all day. Now, military we don't enter for them for morning time. Military don't enter today for morning time. And then they don't already come out. They enter from night. When we reach morning time, don't come out. But we thank God as how they never kiki no person, they never win no person, pa. They don't come out with no action where they don't do for man bad. So now the way happen for the morning time for people will be there. But for now, I should say that time this way we don't arrange. We don't arrange the weather people and we show we will hook up. Yes, for the mission we will hook up the mission that today, this evening, we will hook up the go. Where some another soldier them they don't come for say me and them me and come as a reinforce. So we don't come reinforce we move there plenty for do the good work. Now for prisoner this what we there for day for Kuvlu. When I saw them for Tarkov.
You heard them. Soldiers from Tarkov, from one mama, who is their commander. That is the camp from Donga that joined them. And your stand is, you said it is because of my involvement. If I was not involved, Donga would not be activated. We had planted lots of money in order to make Donga to come back. Even the mission where 2 guns were shown to have been harvested by the ADF about a month or 2 before, that vigilance, that intelligence was all carried out by Clutchmaster and these boys. They gave out all the intelligence, and even on the date they were to go together, the ADF went alone without taking them any longer. And they went to that same mission and succeeded to take 2 guns. Yet they didn't make a show out of it, and we didn't speak about any problem. And I've never complained about all the groundnuts I've been buying for these boys to go out for mission, and they take it to go and back up this camp of Tarkov that has constantly been on the attack. This is good faith. Things that have been done in good faith that have been returned in this type of way because diaspora had influenced them. Capo said he ordered for that arrest. So don't come and push it on me. I struggle for the job to go. There are many fighters on ground zero that do not have sponsors. Too many that do not have people to sponsor them. And so when we earmark some of them and struggle to do something, you don't come here and lambast at people. Okay. You heard them.
With the commanders. Yes, now you will say what other reinforce me and them go.
They will reinforce so that they'll go together.
I hope say they don't pass fine. I hope say
go to the second or two.
Yes, for the morning time where we woke up, we never hear we never get battery never be there on. I just say Baba on phone dinner for cash way so much I go to move up. If I say you never hear it, I may go to move it on phone now for morning time. Baba they fine pa, oh they fine, we there for one place.
This is an old man, Baba, that is struggling still to fight despite his age. Even when the military entered a neighborhood there in Donga and raised the whole neighborhood of a camp that was controlled by Dr. Sako, these guys and his son had just died in the bush because the military had chased everybody with the Fulanis into the bushes. This boy forgot about the son who died and took a gun and went to that neighborhood, and they succeeded to chase away the Fulanis that came mixed with the military. Yet they have no good sponsor. And we have come in to struggle. And we are here to discourage them and discourage people of goodwill. This is absurd. This is not what we signed in for. We signed in to fight La République du Cameroon.
So now we would make them before we gather for that evening for the GoPa. I will make a million no. I say we dare you go. So one go do now correct work. As well will be inter for say me will do. And for the people that will be inter for fight them. So we tell them this me and come out me all they fight. And freedom fight apart. Yeah, now freedom will inter for the fight. For team way the pass now. We did together. One spirit.
Good. After talking with them, I gave them special cafe. I gave them special salutation. I was at work with my uniform. I sent this to them. And then I gave them their cautions. I don't need to play what I told them. Then.
Pa, Naso, Pa, thank you.
here.
Thank you for your advice, pa. No, for people the way we say we and them will work up, we them they find way they don't feel good the better win for fun.
Have you heard? I cautioned them. Maybe I play what I said.
Now na cafe that to now na cafe that dinner cafe for Baba Ghetto. I beg una keep una place where una will go very sacred. Very sacred. I give una special cadeau for give una for una go celebrate when una come back. And then I beg any group, any man where they go for that project, when I take auto, say no go betray, no go pass the information out. Because one man go come back safe.
Good. So I told them, take an oath if you can. Make sure you don't send information out to many people that you are going out because you can be trapped. Make sure the group you are going out is a group you trust. And this guy was replying that it is a group they trust. Nobody can betray the other. Yeah.
Yeah, pa, Naso, pa, thank you. Thank you for your advice, pa. No, for people the way we say we and them will work up, we them they find way they don't feel good the betray we for fun.
They can't betray us.
Yes, because for the road we know the road and not be na all man. We don't make them to say me know how we they work a day. Not be na all man. Yeah, for the few way them day, and them day. Oh, would you woke up where no man no will see we as how we go work ourselves, go turn back self. But I say God put we for fine target, more go do fine work. You said you will see the work we don't do them. Yes, you will see them if God give you lucky. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, but good evening.
The first person that was speaking, that was Cyrus. I don't need to tell you his position. This is Baba Ghetto, who was the main man who led the
Baba
mission.
Ghetto. My WhatsApp get problem, pa. My WhatsApp get problem. Where that day where we will talk for you, that day we will get a problem, plenty thing them for WhatsApp. Even now again we are big or not the worker fine, but boy them where they be the worker with them, they not be the service and fine. So we be there today where we be there for Kublu, where we don't go safe battle be there. We go M1 more for there, so go Calais. But now so we don't be down now, we get more than 15 people or 12 people. We're gone. Where we go arrange them, we go. We go for this night. Do the way you are on. If I not fix my own data, you go need to say because for that my same way you know I'm so I be don't borrow money for the 4,000 for activate credit there. I never pay. Now the same way I be don't credit this thing with them. Well, probably
send that to us money, which I sent.
We go do year win a year, but may you try way. Now so how we the talk so we then for road way we go join other people there.
They're going to meet the other ideas. The people they trust.
That money where you send me for chop so now 15 people them could go plus some picking them where I go take and where they go chop radar. We go around we 20.
About 20 plus those that will give radar.
We check up.
They took many more people because they needed some to take to vigilance radar or what has he saying.
They don't talk. They don't still talk now. How they talk so say we go harvest and then they go talk na my name. Yeah, they go give order harvesting and me I go make speech for them. Say na don't go man to harvesting this.
They agreed that when they go, he is the leader, he will share it, and he will be the one to talk. When they if they succeed to harvest, he will be the one to make the speech or the presentation of what they have harvested. That was the initial agreement. That is what he is saying. What changed?
Glad for that commander.
He is glad with the commander. He has come and is waiting. He's going to meet him.
No, you are picking that we will show you the habit. We will show you. Stand for we are back. For we are back. Now, say we get that kaki with that walking talking because need work. In the worry way. Yeah. Okay. Where we get gone then. Yeah. So stand for we are back. We go stand for your front. Yes, maybe therefore we are back, pa.
Push me now for fraud. Okay. So there is problem because there are bad people. There are bad actors, mano mano. If you are a bad man and I come there and you are bad and I will voice it out, you are bad. And because you will go out crying like babies and everybody will say, okay, this, but are these not things we were supposed to solve behind the scenes? Who rushed to the media to begin to call people's names and tag even Mark Barata, who congratulated if the boys for what they did. Now, Mark Barata is a problem. Della said, release the boys that had been captured. Now, his picture had been put out there with a cross on his head. Which type of revolution is this? Is this what we came to fight for? Is this what we stand for? When will we be at peace and work with peace with one another? In April, in that same moment, I raised 1.3 million to give to the boys after Commando had died, to give to the boys to buy a stick. They said they will buy it on the ground. I sent them 1.3 million. They took that 1.3 million and handed to Big Number without my knowledge. I only learned later that they had gone and were dealing with Big Number. Big Number said, okay, I'm going to buy to give you, but it is 1.5. I said, okay, the day he will bring the gun, I will send 200,000. From that April till today, no gun has come, nothing. Rather, he has turned to threaten those boys, and all of them now are loyal to him. If they have to be protected, they have to work with him. If they have to be loyal, if they have to work in Momo, they have to work with him. They have all gone. Those working with Sako have gone to the ADF. Every force has been taken over by force. If you want to leave, you must work with the ADF. That is what is in Momo. There is no other force working anywhere. If you have to survive, if you have to see the other day, you have to work with the ADF. That is not a peace I want to make with Ayaba. I made peace so that he should stop killing the other boys. And 1 year, 6 months ago, since we made peace, they are not killed one another. But a new style had come up of pressuring people to must be loyal to the ADF. And still yet, I have been quiet. I had never mentioned that he has taken 1.3 and eaten. And I called him myself and I recorded and asked him that these boys claim that they gave you money for a gun. Is it true? He said, yes, pa, no fear. No worry. That boy in Nigeria, when he bring the gun, he'll get. It has never come. April, this is October. November is just tomorrow. And yet, we have to be silent because we don't have to be fighting online. But I'm talking now because lives are at stake. Lives are at stake. I've shown you the day these boys went on the field. On the 26th, they had been in their hiding place since the 26th night. I've shown you the pictures and the videos and how they went. And when they cried that the money I sent for them to eat will be small because there will be more. They need to buy. I should have been giving you the things, even the list they bought. The materials that they bought, including some of the materials they bought from the ATF. Everything was supplied by us. By us. What do you want? Are we not supposed to complement one another? Are we not supposed to work with one another? Why the bad faith? And as I said before, when they were going yesterday, they asked the commander of AGF camp called Commander Basa to bring the gun, and the gun he helped to remove the chip or the tracker and asked him to go. He went. Later on, he was called again, and then the second person called, and more than 5 people had been locked up, and they have brought the gun. Now they have ordered them to be killed. That is the intelligence I'm receiving now. We are not fighting only for life, only for the gun to be returned. We are not only fighting for them to be released, but we are now fighting for them to be left alive. And some of you think that it is my problem. We're not supposed to fight for those that have kept their lives on the line to fight for us. Why they fighting? Why do you make us fight? How do you make us get to this level of making videos like this? Are we supposed to wash our dirty linens on the online? I'm doing this because they will be making videos. They have started making videos and saying, I am causing confusion in Donga. I had been in Donga, and that camp is very far. And if I had not been giving them groundnut through very good volunteers, people who know. Don't think that it is the people who make noise online that are doing the job on the ground. There are many people, diplomats, seniors, elites, that do not want their face to go out there, that do not want to pass through any men frontline movement because they do everything in frontier, that go through little young people, go through other people to have connections and send the money direct to those boys to do jobs. That's why this revolution is sustained. You have seen the camp of Sako have been fighting between Sako and Chris Ano and Marietta and whoever for a long time. It has taken about a year. They have not been sending money to ground zero. How do you think that the war is being sustained? It's by little efforts like this. A lot of people are out there doing this type of little efforts I am doing. We fail in some and we succeed in some. So, if you say I should prove that they wanted to kill them, ask them to be released. Full stop. Ask them to be released. That's all we are asking. Release them in peace and let us continue our job. We are not rivals. We are not rivals. And leaving my county, I have not left my county. There is time for everything. There is time for re-strategizing. There is time for everything. We can be here today, tomorrow we can be there. This is guerrilla warfare. There are low moments and there are high moments. In some months, in about 2 years, there have been no action in Donga. Suddenly, we have had actions in Donga now. Kupe Manugoba had not had even one action in 2 years. Tomorrow, you may hear an action from there. Even Memeda had been hot, had been cold for some time. It will rise. Manu had once been cold. It has risen. It is like that. That is guerrilla warfare. But because of the strategic nature of Ndonga, we need to all come together and work to help Ndonga. Wherever you are, you need to join hands. So, I will not need to go more. There are many audios I could be playing when to proving that they were caught and the gun had been given. Why have they not released them till now? Why have they not released them till now? Let me just one last audio.
Yeah, basically, for that barack them where for taco for grade one for one mama where we be take them we and them go so that barack them they don't call Commander Basa they come for the morning time take Commander Basa say may come for the may they talk and then he climb for they say may I come for the I want to take battle on them now so may we go there yeah either now wait your they will recall when I say may we arrange nothing concern below again or they recall when I say for problem them where it become pass for where we they condemn say they will make that speed they not be make them fire. Now say now so we there for worker. I don't know how we go worker before we get a machine money for pay by step for go there because we not like problem but collect there for we. We not go with no one even pistol. We not go with pistol for there. Now say me we go here either they call we say me we she don't again talk nothing concern work or now say me we she don't do now with it or they were ask now with it. Now so we then for road to go so we go there we go find back them now so okay now we go reach for there because Basa don't call say me we come. They don't talk say me I come for there me we talk.
Good. All right. So you have heard that. Any collaboration with the ADF was not fostered by me. The boys have those they trusted. You heard them. They spoke about the trust they had in that particular group. I could not object any of their relationship. They know who they trust. It is not because of me. I don't speak with one mama. I don't speak even with big number. We speak very rare unless there is a problem. I don't call fighters that do not work directly under me, but I respond to them when they call me. And when fighters call me for an issue, that is when I intervene. even the TTA, if they never called me, I wouldn't intervene. If they didn't cry because of the treatment they had from Sako, I wouldn't be there. And even after the camp that remained with Dr. Sako had now left Dr. Sako and had joined the ADF because they were not being sponsored, they were not being given money. I did not destroy Momo. The people had been so involved in politics. And so I only entered there to respond to the calls of the boys who called. Even today, as I'm talking, Bafut was calling, Becky, many other places. People, fighters cry to everybody. There is Don Pasho here. You can't tell me people don't call you. They call you from everywhere asking for help. We are activists. We are out there. And if we have means to help, we help. There are many of those things that people do without talking out there. But this one has gone out there because bad faith had come in. But I wish this thing is solved once and for all for us to continue. Let us not be like La République du Cameroon, who think they cannot solve problems amicably. Release those boys, make peace, and continue the work as well as they had intended to. Let diaspora reduce their influence over the boys and encourage those little ones that want to come into action. Not every fighter is big like No Pity. Not every fighter is big like Capo. Not every fighter is big like Big Number and the rest. There are small fighters that want to grow. They want to walk. They still have the zeal to have their own name. So allow them to write their own names. Don't always kidnap them. Don't always treat them badly because they don't have enough weapons to protect themselves. If it was a big camp, you will not do that to them. But you know that there are small units that are still struggling to grow. I am here picking small units and raising them so that together we can have many units that are functional. That is why I do this. I have no interest to have boys. Why do you think I have interest to be talking or fighting over ground zero? There is no jest in that. There is no jest. If I wanted to have jest in something, I should have been a blogger doing all these social things. I like social things. I like talking about men and women. I like talking about pastors and men. I like to talk about musicians, stars, and great things that happen around the world. I like to talk politics, analyze things that happen around the world. But I decided to come for this because our people are dying, so that we uplift them, so that the people that have died do not die for nothing. That is why I do this. I don't like doing it. From birth, I was a very timid man. I didn't know how to talk. I'd always been very shy. But I'm learning to do these things because of the troubles we are having as Ambazonians. It is facing us all. And we have musicians there. We have people, we have stars on ground zero that become indifferent. They only deal with La République du Cameroon. They push themselves, trying to associate with La République, and they say that one thing. But I choose not to say that one thing. I choose to be involved. And so stop bashing at people who struggle to do something. Don't victimize people who struggle to do something. Don't victimize people who try to make an effort that we do not lost our brothers, lost our sisters, and everything and our properties, and then at the end lost the war. No, I don't want us to lose this war. I want us to win the battle. I want us to be stronger so that La République will be held, and then they will come to the negotiation table to discuss terms of our separation. If I get tired, what happens? Sometimes I feel that I should leave. Sometimes your abuses make me also feel I'm human. But I decided to be strong because others have died. What all these abuses? What does it mean? So I'm calling. Even there is a Tabe, Gerard, and many others that are abusing me and wishing death, abusing me with death, and have written publicly how they have poisoned me twice here, and they didn't succeed. I am not afraid of death. I am not. I'm not a coward to fall like a sheep. I went to a party recently in Helsinki. Almost towards the end of the party, a guy who works under Sako attacked me in the hall. And all around him were only his friends. But they were shocked. I am always ready for self-defense. Before you come against me, you should also be ready. And so they thought the little man with a big tummy that could see, they thought he was a very weak man. And before long, he couldn't understand himself. They are there, they have carried, instead the same people who attacked me and I went in for self-defense have now carried me to the police to report that I attacked them. That is, look, I will never remain a coward. You come against me, also I will come against you. But there are many others that I ignore. I've been ignoring so much. But so don't come and frighten me about death. I'm not afraid of it. Everybody will one day die. What am I compared to the thousands that are dying on ground zero? I fight for ground zero. I fight for liberation. I don't fight to be anything in AMBAZONIA when it's free. I work hard. I was working in a white collar job in Cameroon, in the former Cameroon. Here, I do all type of odd jobs. I build my profile, all type of technical jobs. If I tell you the number of technical jobs I've trained, you will not believe. So I don't need to depend on AMBAZONIA for a survivor tomorrow. But I fight so that we can win this war faster and our people can come out of the bushes. Please, talk to your brothers in the ADF. Don't be indifferent when they do something bad. We don't talk against them also because we hate them. We talk because what they are doing is not good. What they are doing is not good. So I greet everybody that was watching this. To those that have been writing sense, I give you special salute. To those that are abusing and talking nonsense, I still salute you. That is, you are still one of the reasons why the revolution is still remaining buoyant, because you come to abuse, and this all works together for good. God turns everything to work for good for them that believe. And because of that, we are going to win this war. Whether you guys do which type of actions, we are going to win it all. But for now, release Baba Ghetto, release Cyrus, release Baisa, and the rest that have been captured. Give them that gun. Let us join hands, fortify them, let them continue to work. Peace is nice. If we are fighting because we want our own nation, we want freedom, give freedom to those who want to fight. Give freedom for them to exercise their right to fight. God bless you all.